Hello and welcome to a Smurpy video, and today I'm thrilled because I have finally received my Kickstarter Mighty Morphin Power Ranger hardback book set from, well, Boom Studios stroke Kickstarter. I'm not even sure how that works. Anyway, so funding back in 2020, paid for it back in 2020, back in April, expected it a year later, 2022. No, push back. Let's be honest. There was a global pandemic which messed up everything and set everything back, but it's fine. But there were further delays in the UK, which quite frankly, I was a tad bit worried around Christmas, etc. I was getting no responses from the team that you email to get updates, and it wasn't until probably the second week in January I actually probably got an update saying that there was a bit of trouble with their vendor that they were using, something Quest, I can't remember off the top of my head. However, I chased it up earlier in the week because once again, I thought, well, do you know what? You said the end of February. It's dragging on. We're now towards the end of March. And finally, I got the shipping notice 2 days ago saying it was coming. So I was very excited. So in terms of unboxing, I've pushed this bit down specifically because it's got my address on. Not that I don't want you guys to know where I live. Probably don't. You might come and steal my collection. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, I just feel like, you know, that's something that you do because otherwise, I don't know. So in there's some packaging, and then there is another box. So firstly, out of the box, I've got this. This was literally just at the bottom of the box. You can probably see there is some stress on the edges, which is a little bit disappointing. And I'm going to try and carefully, so if you carefully move it, so you go from them in their human forms to Morphin and back again, which I think is very cool. And this is based on, I think it was it Montis that did these covers, I feel. I could be wrong off the top of my head. Goni, there we go. So you can see specifically more slight damage on that. So that is very disappointing. So within the next box, there is another box. So this thing's getting smaller and smaller, which is surprising. So I'm intrigued to see how this all looks in a minute. Okay, so literally to get to this point, I ended up ripping the boxes because this is really heavy, and it was the easiest way to get this out of the packaging. Like I said, it's a lot smaller than I was expected. I specifically chose this one, which has the Exceed variants, I'm going to say, which is, they're really nice variants. I've been trying to get them for a little while now, and I keep ending up mixing up. So I am doing this freehand, so because it's so big. So I will be carefully turning them around so you can see all sides. Trying to carefully do that. There we go. There's the rest of the Rangers. Yeah, and on both sides you have Zach and Trini, which not sure if they could have found a different way to do that. And then on the top you have the Morphers, which looks very, very nice. I'm just going to turn it again. So like I said, I'm doing this freehand, people. So I'm sorry if this ruins your thing. So on the top is what you can also see Dragon Zord and the other Zord sort of in the background. I felt like they did what they could have done. I'm not sure. What they could have done was, so they got the Zords here, but they haven't got all of them. And then they got Zach and Trini on both sides. I feel like, unless I'm... Oh, wait a minute. Do you know what? I may have just figured this out. Let me just... Carefully. There we go. There we go. There it is. There is that bit that we wanted to see. So, which is very, very nice. Okay. So, let me just trying to get this to... No, that was very foolish. Very foolish, right? Just sit this out. So, we got this beautiful print here, which pretty much most people got. So this was the package that I want. Remember, there was lots of different tiers, and there was a Megazord stand that you could put your books in, which personally I thought was amazing. I couldn't get away with it. My wife would kill me or divorce me, one of the others. This I can get away with. So there was that, and there was you could have been in your own special comic. You know, we're talking thousands for some of these tiers. Mine was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good few £100. So very expensive, but I felt like, you know what, this is a once in a lifetime moment. So just looking up here, I will get these out individually. So you get Mighty Morphin Power Rangers book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, book 6. And if I could be incorrect, and bear in mind I'm watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I'll be embarrassed. That is the Morphin order. Am I right or am I wrong, people? So I will get these out carefully so I can have a closer look. So here they are from the side again. I know that I've just taken them out, but I just wanted to show them like this as a whole. They do look very, very beautiful, and not so disorientated as the individual releases. But the individual releases, it does kind of make sense as well. So I'm just going to show you them, and then we'll just have a quick look at content. So like I said, there were different tiers. So you could have sleeves that go over these. I'll be honest with you, as much as I would have loved that, simply I just couldn't justify that massive spend for an extra sleeve, although it would have been cool. And then you've got the Dragon Sword. Now down here where it usually would have the price, there's obviously no price because these have not, you cannot buy these at retail. I'm just going to carefully put that down there. Then next up we have Zach. There. And then on the back we got the Mastodon sign now. I don't know if that's just dust from here, but that's just a little bit, that is a bit annoying. If you know what I mean. I do have a very, very minor, you know, a little minor dink, but that is about it. The packaging and the box seem to hold up really, really well. So next up we have Pink Ranger and we have Kimberly. Morph Interaction, and if I remember rightly, this is Mighty Morphin Pink. You would have to get that particular issue for that cover as well. Pterodactyl coin on the back. So that's the first 3. And then we have Billy. Once again, and sorry, I didn't point out, so they have like their, like a sort of shadow of their Zord, like Triceratops, for example, with Billy. So then we've got Triceratops coin on the back. And we have book 5, which we have Aisha. So interesting thing. So this doesn't have that first team because the last 2 books are around this second team. You've got Aisha, which is interesting. Now I can't remember how the variants were released back in the day, whether it was released like this, but yeah, certainly a shift in terms of that. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it, but it would have been nice just to have the originals. Now, it's meant to be Rocky, I think, but I feel like it's Jason. I could be absolutely going mad there. So anyway, that is the last front of the book, and then you have Jason's or Rocky's power coin, whoever you want it to be. Okay, so this collects issue 0 to 12, so it's got about 13 issues in it. And it does have, sorry, I skipped it, I didn't mean to. I'm just trying to be careful because I don't want to put stress on any of the spines, etc. So it's got the foreword from Jason David Frank, which I think he did do the original in that original book. Obviously, I don't have that original book. I sold them when I invested in this. But it does have that. And it also does have the poster section at the back, as you can see here. So that's Jason there. And it's Goni Montez. And there's the Exceed covers as well. No, sorry. I thought it was going to show them all. So you have to sort of go through this. There we go. So there's Trini. So once again, so they went with Aisha and Rocky for the last 2 books, which, like I said, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I do find it a little bit interesting. And here sorry, I thought I had it then. There we go. And then this is the Exceed exclusive Zord covers by Nick Robles. There we go. So I'm glad that stuff's in there. I always did like the poster section at the back. So with this book, this collects issues 13 to 24. And also the annual from 2016 and 27. And then once again, I'll just give you a quick glimpse. I wanted to look in particular at the front because I didn't look at it before I went in here. And then this has a foreword from Austin St. John, May 2018. And then once again, it's got all the issues, so I'm just being very careful. And then it does have the poster bit at the back. Steve Morris, I love these variants. I have these variants. They make me very, very happy. And obviously you got the Zach Man on the front. So bear in mind it was a couple of years ago. I felt like they got a couple more of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to do some forewords or talk, just write something in these books. But I've just looked in this one and there is no foreword in this. In terms of what does this collect, so it collects 24 again. So originally when this was released, this book was basically the Shattered Grid event by Carl Higgins, and that's where he's run in. So this collects 24 to 30 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Free Comic Book Day Special 2018, Mighty Morphin Power sorry, I've gone off grid. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid 1, and then Annual 2018, and Go-Go Power Rangers 9 to 12. So Go-Go Power Rangers at this point was not getting in the hardcover treatment, even though it certainly deserved it. In some ways, I enjoyed the Go-Go Power Ranger book even more than this. So, however, that we've got the final book being released this year, so which is pretty awesome. So, yeah, once again, it's a big book. This is bigger than the other two books, and you still have the poster section at the back, which is once again very, very nice. And do you know what? One thing that I haven't pointed out is you do have a nice spine there. Look at that. You can bend, so just be careful. I always try and be careful with my books, especially when I'm reading them. I like to make sure that they are looked after and they're going to survive. And the fact that I've got this nice box that I can put them in makes me feel a little bit better. So book number 4 is probably the smallest, I'm going to say. And this collects Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 31 to 39. And then they put in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 25th anniversary issue, which had lots of sort of mini stories. This run is written by Margaret Bennett. And I enjoyed her run, to be honest with you. They also, no foreword in this, which once again I find bizarre, because I thought that they were doing something like that. And like I said, I could be wrong. It was a few years have passed since I did my original order. It also has chapter 1, so rather than issue. So I think that was the same with Shattered Grid, because they almost become like standalone runs in a way. And I like this team. I was hoping that they would do another little stint off this this team with the Solaris Ranger. But that's not happened yet. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, who knows. Book number 5, which has Aisha, because it was that second generation team rather than the first team here. Got nice yellow inside, which I haven't pointed out yet. So they all have their little colors with inside, which is very, very nice. Also forgot to mention that they do have like a little, oh, this book's amazing bit. I always hate that, because people who are buying this, they're buying this because they're already invested. Now this is where Ryan Parrott, who's on the Go-Go Power Ranger run as well, sort of takes over the main line and begins his run with this crossover story called Necessarily Evil. Not sure it's the best story he's ever written, but it's there. So this collects Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 41 to 47, and then Go Go Power Rangers 21 to 28. So you can imagine that once again they've got this whole crossover thing going on. So it's nice that the Go Go Power Ranger issues are in it, because they do impact on the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger world as well. So it is pivotal. I think when these were coming out, we were glad that they were getting this in, that we thought, well, when are they going to do the other Go-Go issues? Because we're still invested in those, etc. Go, some nice opening page. And then chapter 1. Just got like this little previously bit. And then once again, it's in chapters. So you got the new Rangers. Got some beautiful art going on there. I'm looking forward to, I've read this already in the hardback form already. Just trying to be very careful as well. Oh, you know, when it's fresh and you're worried, etc. So it still has the poster section at the end. So they re-released all these Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zeros in foil back in the day. I'm not gonna lie, I was not a fan of that. And then you got Go-Go covers as well. There we go. So that is book number 5. And then the final book, which has Rocky on the front. It's clear he is not as buff as Jason. Everybody will say that Rocky was the Red Ranger who, well, he didn't really do very much. But I liked him as Blue Zeo. He was much better. And I've met Steve in person. He's a really, really nice guy. So this collects Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 48 to 55. So this is when, once again, another irk of mine, they ended the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger run, and they sort of split it into Mighty Morphin and then Power Rangers. So one book told the Earth story, one story told the Omega Ranger story, and then they sort of had this big crossover, the Eterran War in the middle, before ending that and then going back to the normal numbers. What a waste of bloody time. I tell you, what a ridiculous, it's a good run. It did not need to start. So I personally, and I'm sorry I'm going on a bit, I'm glad that I got the Legacy Mighty Morphin Power Ranger issues, because as soon as that was finished, they went back to normal numbers. I already had the normal run anyway. So this collects 48 to 55 if I haven't said it already. And then Go Go Power Rangers 29 to 32. Saban was still very involved here, I believe, hence why they're a bit more freer after this run. And then also Power Rangers Slayer number 1. So once again, there's all the creators. And then just chapter 17, so it just carries on the chapters from the first part of this event. So from my perspective, no forward again, which is a little bit disappointing. Go. I'm trying to be careful as well. And then that Ranger Slayer 1 issue, which I thought was very, very cool. And then, oh, do you know what? This is beautiful. So they've actually put in, so there was a story unlocked variant, and I've got them on comics, and I always meant to do a quick video on it. I never did, so it's fantastic to see that this is at the back here. Absolutely stunning. I'm looking forward just reading it as one. That is brilliant. And then that sort of sets it up for his next run, sort of thing. Go. That's interesting. Very interesting. I don't remember seeing that. I think this is a special story. The girl you left behind. I could be wrong. If I am, I apologize. I don't remember everything. And then you've got the cover gallery at the end after 2 different series. Apologies, I'm freehand again, so I apologize if my hands wobble. And you can see things that you shouldn't have to see. I just wanted to put the books like this with the box in the heart of it and the Morphers on the top. This is a beautiful, beautiful box set. I will have to check my emails to make sure that I got everything that I ordered. But I'm generally happy, and I'm generally I'm generally going to be trying to have a look to see what other people ordered, etc. Like I said, I probably went for one of the lower things. However, I did want the nice box, but I didn't want to get the extra sleeves, etc. So but I'm happy with that. I'm happy to have this beautiful set. It looks really nice. It's nice, compact, and will be going on my shelf somewhere. There is a new Kickstarter that's just we've been privy to those who have ordered this to say there's a new Power Ranger Kickstarter now, celebrating 30 years now. I'm not sure what that will entail. It will be very interesting whether they picked up the next run of books, whether they're going to throw Go in there, or whether they're going to go back to those classic tales from the 90s. If they do, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be that interested in them, because the stories, although I mean I've read them, they're fun, but they're not, to me, anything special. So the other things that they could pick up on, there's been lots of crossovers. You've got Justice League versus Power Rangers. You got lots of little spin-offs that have happened, like what was it, the Draken little run in the Coinless universe. You've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, etc. So there are lots of possibilities for it, and I hope it's something that I don't want. But no, my luck, it will be something that I want and I will end up investing, but we'll see. So anyway, I do hope you like my video. It was different to what I normally do, the unboxing at the beginning, and sometimes it's difficult with books of this size to try and show them as well as some things I do. I feel like omnibuses are certainly different. That's another thing. They could easily do Mighty Morphin Power Ranger omnibuses if they wanted to, but time will tell. Anyway, hope you like my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. Thank you to everybody that is subscribed. I appreciate you folks a lot. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.